Hi, I'm Sydney, aka Google, and my mom over here is going to teach you guys how to do canning.
What are we canning today, Sid?
Oh, these nice little tomatoes
Where did we grow these tomatoes at?
out in our backyard.
Okay.
So many.
All right.
There's way too many.
Now you get to follow me. Grab the camera.
Oh no, I get to.
So we've already prepped our bottles here, our jars. We've washed them and the rings and the lids. These you only use once. We have our citric acid. I've already prepared some tomatoes for you. Our cold water bath. And our jars, which are in here. They've been sitting in here on low water, on low heat. You have to get them nice and hot. We have our tools. This is what we lift our lids up with from the hot water so you don't burn yourself. Get back in there. This is what we use to grab our jars with when we are ready to pull them off. So we don't burn ourselves. We use this on our jars. And this is our measuring tool and our spatula to make sure there's no bubbles on the edges, which I'll show you how to use. I have already a pot of boiling water going because we already did some. So what we do is we've already rinsed these and took the stems off. We put these in here for 30 to 60 seconds to kind of help make it easy to get the skins off.
Here's the skin trash.
Yes, that's the skin trash. These were all grown in our garden. And whatever we don't use, we can. So, we'll let those sit for about 30 to 60 seconds or until their skins pop. This is just a little bit of a time-consuming thing, but it does ease the pocketbook and are so much better than regular.
Yum. Is it yummy?
Yes, I love our canned tomatoes. Put that back on this right now. Now, I've already prepared some so that we don't have to go through me cutting them and everything else. I'll show you how to do one, and then I'll show you how to pack the jars, and then we'll put them all in here. Once we get them packed, we'll put some citric acid, or you can use lemon juice. I use citric acid. And for the pint jars, I use 1/4 of a teaspoon. It's a 1/2 a teaspoon for the quart jars, which are these big vats. These I use for my pickles.
So where are the pickles?
The pickles I'm probably not going to do tonight.
Gotcha.
That is a whole separate thing because we use our brine that I have to make. But we have our cucumbers, which are over here. This is what we will be making our pickles out of.
Cucumbers.
So, now that they've been in there long enough and they've already started popping, I'll show you what they pop like. So if you look, you can see the line right here.
Oh.
So I take them and I put them in their cold water bath. That way you don't burn your fingers when you're trying to cut them and core them. That one didn't pop, but that's okay. I'm doing what they call a raw pack. So I don't cook my tomatoes for very long because they'll cook when they're in the jars in the pot. And our last guy. Doesn't take very long for them to. Now, come on over here, son. So now I'm going to grab one of our tomatoes that we just pulled out of our water. Now, if you notice, they peel real easily. You just gently pull the skin off, and then we take a knife and we core the tomato. Doesn't have to be perfect. And we get the rest of our skin off. And now when you cut it up, I cut these bad spots out. We don't want that in our tomatoes. I like to use these tomatoes for spaghetti and chili and goulash.
Sissy doesn't like goulash.
No, Sissy doesn't like goulash. Jalen does though.
Jalen's going to college.
Don't mean Mom can't make him a care package. So I cut them up. Go to my other half. Make sure I get all the spots off of it. As you can see, this is a very messy process, but when hasn't cooking been messy? And then put them in my bowl, juices and all. So that's how you do that part. I'm gonna rinse my hands off.
Washing hand montage.
So now I'm going to grab one of our jars. I'll use our tool. Pour out the water.
Don't burn yourself.
That's what this tool is for.
Don't
So
burn
I
yourself with the water.
Bring it over here. Set it on the counter. Grab a lid.
That's a cool thing.
And I set it on the counter. I take our tomatoes. Put that guy right there because he does help. And I pour tomatoes in here. Now,
Delicious sound.
now you notice how I haven't filled the jar completely. You're supposed to leave 1 inch headspace. So, if you look at the jar, right here is 1 inch. So at this right here is 1 inch. Once I have my tomatoes in there, I grab my teaspoon, my 1/4 teaspoon, and I put my citric acid in there. I take this guy and just kind of gently make sure everything's good and in there. Stir it up a little bit.
Juicy.
Now here's my ring. It's already washed. I put my lid on. I put my ring on. And I tighten it. And I take my jar holder and I come back over here and I place it in the rack. You want the water to be over the lids, because that glue, this right here along the ring, this is why you don't reuse them, is glue, which helps seal them. Then I grab another jar and I repeat the process. Once all my jars are full, then I put it on. After you fill all your jars, you put it on for, I believe it was 25 minutes. Nope.
Tomatoes. Tomato montage while she figures things out.
Oh. What is it?
Looks delicious.
Yeah, we boil them for 35 minutes. Once they're boiled for 35 minutes, we put them on the counter and we let them cool. At that point, they will pop. You'll hear popping, random popping, for the next 10 minutes.
I don't
You let
like
them
that part.
sit for 24 hours before you move them, and then after that, they're good for 1 year. And that's about it. So,
Sissy
I
doesn't
will-
like popping part.
show you what the popping sounds like when we're done filling our jars, and then we will upload you to Miss Teresa. Alright? Have fun, guys.
Off button.